Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you all the books I bought recently. I made the wonderful mistake of checking out a bunch of horror small press websites, and I saw so many amazing books that most of them I had never heard of that are for sale, and I couldn't pass them up, so I bought a lot of books. So I thought I would show you the ones that I picked out that I thought sounded amazing and tell you a little bit about some of the really great horror small press publishers that are out there today. The first site that I went to was Cemetery Dance. I've been hearing about Cemetery Dance from a couple people before, and I wanted to see what books they had. I know they have like limited edition signed special books a lot of times, but they also have like regular paperbacks and stuff, and that's what I bought. Just the regular books, thanks. The first one that I picked up was The Collection by Bentley Little. Bentley Little is an author that I've been wanting to check out for a while. This collection of short stories by him was originally published in 2002, and this is a 2017 edition from Cemetery Dance. And I can't wait to read these creepy short stories. And I also picked up a hardcover copy of The Listener by Robert McCammon, a novel taking place during the Depression era, and there's people resulting to crime to make money, and it's about two people that are planning to kidnap and ransom someone, and about a boy with a supernatural gift of listening that somehow gets involved. Next, I want to show you the books that I picked up from Apex Publishing. I picked up 4 from them. First is Like Death by Tim Wagner. This is a dark fantasy novel about a man who follows his estranged family to a new town and gets led into this dark world of strange oddities and dark fantasies. I also picked up Stay Crazy by Erica L. Sedivka, and this is kind of a dark fantasy as well, about a girl in college who has a bit of a breakdown and ends up in a mental institution, and then when she's out and back in her hometown, she starts to hear voices, and she has to convince people that she's not crazy and that there's actually like an evil entity trying to do harm. It's kind of a unreliable narrator type story, which I love. I also got Breaking the World by Jerry Gordon, and this is a story that is based in the Branch Davidian Church cult that was in Waco, Texas, that had a big standoff a while back, and it's about a family that goes into this cult, and the teenage son doesn't believe any of it, and there's kind of a group of them in the cult that don't believe it, and they're kind of going against the cult, and obviously the standoff with the police happens and all this. I can't wait to read this. It sounds excellent. And the last one I got from Apex Publishing was Ugly as Sin, about a famous wrestler who gets attacked by fans and is left disfigured on his face. And so he leaves wrestling, he leaves town and leaves his whole life behind, and then he is called by his daughter to come and save his granddaughter, who he has never met, and he has to go back to his town and face old demons and confront his past. The next small press that I decided to check out was Journal Stone Publishing, and they had some amazing looking books as well that I just had to check out. The first one I have here is The Worst Is Yet to Come by S.P. Miskowski. This is about a lonely 14-year-old who meets the new girl who moves to town, and they form a friendship, but then there's a moment of unexpected violence that has to be a secret between the girls, and then they realize their secret has attracted something monstrous from the past, and they have to uncover the secrets of the past and this town. I have another one with kind of young protagonists. This is The Bone Weaver's Orchard by Sarah Reed. Haunted school type story where a boy goes missing from an all-boys school, and his friend, along with a couple of the teachers, are trying to uncover the mystery of what happened to him, the history of the school. Next I have Rogue by Greg F. Gaffoon. I'm really sorry if I didn't say that right, but this one sounds so cool. It's about kind of an ordinary man who's got his life together, and then suddenly he starts to hear voices and see visions, and he starts losing time and not remembering chunks of time, and he starts losing memories, and he has to figure out what is going on inside of him. Next I have one that's been pretty popular on BookTube, and that is The Rust Maidens by Gwendolyn Keist. And this is about a few girls in Cleveland, Ohio in 1980 who literally start to turn to rust. So it's kind of a body horror transformation type story, and I can't wait to read it. Next I have At the Mercy of Beasts by Ed Kurtz. I also have Bleed and the Rib from Which I Remake the World by Ed Kurtz on my shelves, and I have yet to read any of his books. What is wrong with me? But this one takes place in Texas oil fields. A man must confront monsters, both human and supernatural. Yes, please. And the last book that I got from Journal Stone Publishing is Whispers in the Dark by Laurel Hightower. And this is about a female SWAT sniper who has a deadly past in which her whole family was killed in a fire. She has been hearing whispers since before this time, I believe. After the death of her half-brother, she starts to hear the whispers again, and her half-brother will not stay dead. Next, I had to check out Word Horde because they published my very favorite book of all time, The Fisherman by John Langan. And so I looked at some of the other books that they had on their site, and there's one that I've been wanting for a long time, and so I decided to take the opportunity, pick it up. That is Beneath by Christy DeMeester. I read a short story collection by her, Everything That's Underneath, and I've heard some really great things about this novel, and it sounds like the greatest premise, so I can't wait. This is about a reporter that gets assigned to go investigate in a snake handling cult. And it's about all of the strange things she finds out while she's in this cult. And that sounds so cool. Next will be Crystal Lake Publishing. First book I got from Crystal Lake is The Third Twin by Darren Spiegel. Calling it a psychological thriller, but it's about a family that's being tormented by someone, and they go to investigate what is going on, and they find a scientist who is creating third twins, and the third twin is able to bridge the gap between life and afterlife. I also got a very short but very interesting sounding book, The Final Reconciliation by Todd Kisling. This is about a band who is working on this incredible hard rock album, but they never get to make a second one because at a concert all of the band members die except for one. And this book is kind of like an interview with the remaining member of the band, the guitarist, and he tells all about what exactly happened to them. The last one I got from Crystal Lake Publishing is The Final Cut by Jasper Bark, a book about horror filmmakers, and these horror filmmakers owe money to someone, and they take them and force them to watch a snuff movie of the last people that didn't pay them. But somehow they get away with the film, and they decide to make a horror movie based on the film. But then they are pulled into some kind of supernatural mystery. All these books, they sound so cool. Including this next one from Valancourt Publishing. And this one is In the Eyes of Mr. Fury by Philip Ridley. And this is really unique sounding. It is apparently an LGBT magical realism story, but also quite dark because it's about a young man who gets the keys to a very bad man's house, and he goes to investigate it, and somehow there's a lot of strange magical type things that happen. So it just sounds weird and strange enough that it's something that must be in my life. And then also from Valancourt Publishing, I picked up 2 novels by Michael McDowell, who I've been wanting to check out for a long time. I already have Cold Moon Over Babylon on my shelves, and I've been hearing so many great things about Michael McDowell that I just decided, why not pick up 2 more without ever reading anything? I don't usually do that. I usually try to read one before deciding they are the best author and getting the rest, but yeah, no. But this is one that I've been wanting to read for a while, The Elementals. Apparently this is like very atmospheric Southern Gothic horror. It takes place in Alabama in these 3 old Victorian homes. And one of these Victorian houses apparently has something deadly waiting inside. So, yes. Yes, that sounds so cool. Must check it out. And the last Michael McDowell that I picked up is actually a collection of an entire series. So it is a huge brick chunkster thing. And this is Blackwater. This also takes place in rural Alabama. That's kind of his thing. This one involves swamp monsters, like river monsters, and a woman that can turn into a river monster. So as you can see, I have a lot of reading to be doing soon. Have you heard of any of these small presses? Have you read any of these books, and what did you think about them? I hope you enjoyed seeing all these books that I bought, even though I'm on a book buying ban. I'm really bad at those. If you like this video, you can hit like and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon with another book related video. Thanks. Bye.